Oh, hello, I didn't see you there. Hey, what's up, hello, I go by Ren, and no, I do not attend the University of Miami. I go to an HBCU in North Carolina called A&T. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I maintain 21 credit hours and a 4.0 GPA. So I've done previous videos similar to this, but I feel like those were not as personalized to my personal experience. Those may have been things that have been Googled and I put together into a list that I thought would be best for y'all, but I'm gonna show y'all what works best for me. And because I do have a 4.0 GPA and I'm doing 21 credit hours, I think I'm handling this pretty good, so we should be fine. Jumping right into it, I just simply wanted to tell you guys how I did get 21 credit hours to begin with, because that's not something that everybody has the opportunity to do. For me, I had to go to my academic advisor and ask, how can I graduate early? And surprisingly, I did this at the end of my freshman year and nobody knew how I could graduate early, but it was recommended to me that I just get more credits. And I was like, well, isn't the highest amount you can get 18? And they were like, no, you can get 21. All you need to do is like get it overrided. Welcome to our favorite segment of every YouTube video I've ever made. Ren forgets her words. Is overrode a word? Oh, I think that's the context I meant it. English majors all over the world are cringing, but I got an override into the system to give me 21 credit hours because my academic advisor felt like I could really handle it. Along with the 21 credit hours, it was just a step up 4 extra credits from what I was used to taking, because in my freshman year I took 17 the first semester and 17 the second semester, and that means I would have had, well, I do have 34 altogether completed. Right now, because I'm taking 21, it'll be math. At the end of this semester, I'll have 55. So to graduate, I need 120 credits. So because I had 34, this whole school year will be 42, and then for my junior year, it'll be 42. All of that together is 118. So I know what you're thinking. You're gonna have to do an extra semester, but no, I'm not, because I am studying abroad this upcoming summer in Tokyo, Japan, and that is worth 6 credits. So because it's worth 6 credits, I'll actually be able to lighten my load come junior year by like 1 class. I have 7 classes and one of them is online, but all of my other classes I don't really have a hard time with. It's just managing within the steps that I'm about to show you guys. So let's get right into it. Figure out your teachers. When I say this, I just mean literally figure out how they work. Like I've said in every single other college video I've done, Rate My Professor is a great website for you to get an insight on your actual professor before you meet them in person. Teachers, from my group that I have right now, some of them have open note tests. Another one tells us exactly what questions from the textbook will be on the quiz. So it's basically open note, because if you don't like answer it and look at it prior, then you're just cheating yourself at that point. Once I figured out how this particular teacher wants their assignments and like their essays and just presentations and stuff like that, it's very easy for me to maneuver, because when it comes to grades, it's not about what I want, it's about what the professor wants. And as long as you know that and you can stick to that, then you'll be fine. Next, I want to talk about textbooks. Now, I wouldn't consider myself the ultimate finesser, but like I be finessing my way around these textbooks. They're entirely too expensive. So my number 1 tip for that is, if you can't find that PDF, wait for someone else to. Like, if it's the beginning of the school year and y'all don't have a group chat for that class yet, you better make the group chat for the class, because I guarantee you, if somebody don't find the PDF, somebody in the class has bought the book, and they're willing to let you take pictures of it, or to take pictures of it and send it to the group chat, because it's like we're all in this together, you know? When we were freshmen, some girl I knew actually bought her books before we even moved in. I'm not buying a textbook unless it's some kind of online website where you have to submit homework through the same website. I had that for my biology class, for my Spanish class, and for my 2 previous math classes. But I noticed that while those do be expensive, You can sometimes buy them without the book and Quizlet your way around the semester, which is perfectly fine too, because Quizlet just has the answer to everything. And also, they'll tend to have deals where you can buy it for one semester, but it'll transfer over to the second semester for that same class. You just gotta make sure, you gotta call up the website that you're on and just make sure that they do that before you just assume that it'll transfer over. But those are tips to help y'all out with textbooks, because they can be very difficult and very expensive. Now me, I don't consider myself the ultimate finesser, because for this semester right now, I have my online class, and my online class said it was required textbook. Y'all, the textbook was $100 and it was an ebook, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And before our first assignment, I went and bought the textbook for $100, only for him to upload the class chapter 1 lecture notes that have the answers to the assignment right in the notes that he uploaded. Yeah, so that was very dumb of me. And then he continued to do it for chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next thing I wanted to tell you guys is to prepare ahead of time. Now, don't be like that girl that bought, you know, her books before we even moved in. But when I say prepare ahead of time, I mean, if you got Spanish this fall semester, download Duolingo, because Duolingo actually is fantastic. And eventually, I started doing it like back in May. And because I knew I had my Spanish class for this semester coming up, and I didn't want to be behind. Like, I hear the Spanish teachers, Rate My Professor, like every single Spanish teacher at A&T has a terrible review, and I was like, they're not gonna mess up my 4.0, so we're gonna get it popping before class. I started doing Duolingo, and eventually it becomes like a game, and it's like cool. Like, I may sound like a complete nerd, but oh well. But it's a super cool game. Like, you start getting a streak, and like that owl be like, your time is running out, you better hurry up and continue your streak on Duolingo. And I'd be like, yes sir, because I don't know, it's just a game. It's just really kind of fun after a while. And also, even without Spanish, like if you got a math class coming up and you took the same math class in high school, you still got the notes, you can look at those. If you do find that illegal PDF of your required textbook materials, then like skim over it. Now on to study tips. These are a mix of things I've learned from other people and from myself. The first one being handwrite your notes. Supposedly research shows that you memorize what you're writing if you write it out instead of type it out. So perhaps that works. Me, I do have a book where I write my notes, and I started doing this. This is my first year doing it actually, and I kind of like it. Well, I haven't gotten that far, but I kind of like it just because this notebook is pretty. And I feel like if you have pretty school, I feel like if you have pretty welcome to part 2 of our favorite segment, Ren Forgets Her Words. What is this so called? School supplies. Then you're more likely to use them, because this is super cute to me, and I wanna write in it all the time just because it's cute. Another thing is to study in public places or not, because me, I like to study in public places, but like on the library 3rd floor, which is the quiet floor, where there's people scattered around me, but like no one's making a sound. Like, I like to be around people, but not around people when they talk. And also, like in the student center, when you find those like hidey holes that don't nobody be in, and it'd be like some super comfortable like couches or something, and you just be like, yes, this is perfect for me to get this assignment done. This upcoming tip is something that I've really recently realized, and I'm just like, noted, can't keep doing this. But it is, when you've had enough, you have had enough. Do not force yourself to study for an hour and a half if you only feel like going 20 minutes. There is nothing wrong with that. The only thing that I would say is to do it in increments, because like 20-minute increments, 30-minute increments are way more helpful over the course of like a week versus cramming the night before. That way your brain retains more information over the period of time versus 8-hour study session right before a big test. Study music is great for some people, and some people it's not. Me, I started using it at the beginning of the school year, only to realize that it does kind of become a distraction. There's this one there's this one playlist that's a study music playlist, and it's live on YouTube 24/7. I would recommend that. I'll leave the link in the description, but I'll recommend that if you do want study music and if you enjoy it. But classical music, if you do like study music, will help you retain information even better. Read that somewhere as well. Next tip is to make a list and cross it out. This makes you feel accomplished because it's like, ooh, I've got a list, crossing out item number 1. Now only 19 more items to go. I feel like it just helps you make the best out of the situation that you're in. Next thing is to reward yourself. So for me, when I study for like 45 minutes, I have to take a break. I don't know, I'll have to eat, I'll have to watch TV, maybe take a shower, maybe clean up. Like I have to do something in between my studying sessions. So you have to reward yourself to make you look forward to something. It's like, oh, if I memorize all these Spanish flashcards, then after that I'm gonna reward myself by, you know, going to eat dinner or going to get our favorite homophobic restaurant, Chick-fil-A. Last thing I have to say is study to understand. So referring back to that one teacher I was mentioning before, which one you ask, I'm not gonna be too specific, but I have noticed that in the words that we have to read, it's kind of hard to understand, or just in the questions they'll ask on like these assignments, it's like hard to understand because at times it'd be too wordy. Like I don't know why they put so much words into their questions. It's like they're trying to meet an essay word minimum. I don't get that. The whole class actually has started to do this. We'll like take the question and then look up the words we don't understand and then replace it with simpler words. Like if someone doesn't know what gargantuan means, it means big. Like we would just erase it and put big instead. It's not even just synonyms for words, but they'll just put too much text in one question, and it's like, what exactly are you asking me? So the best thing for that is to just like cross it out and write it the way that you understand it. And if you still don't understand what they're asking, I would really just email the teacher, really email them, because that way they'll know in advance that you're having a hard time and you won't walk up to them the day the assignment is due like, I didn't get it. So that's probably the best way to handle that situation. But still, study to understand, because it's important for you to not just be looking at words on pages and for you to actually take away something from those pages. Last segment of this video before it fully ends is honorable mentions. I put a list of just things that I wanted to talk about but weren't big enough to be categories on their own. So the first one is the calendar of activities / planner, which also probably goes into your study tips. Okay, so this one is for my class, my online class. But so this calendar of activities has the required text, and also just literally a calendar full of the activities. This is very helpful, but this is for my online class, so this is accurate. The classes I have that meet in person, they keep changing the calendar of activities, but it can still be, you know, a good tool to use just to keep up on your stuff. And also, y'all see I started crossing stuff out, so that plays into the part where I'll be feeling accomplished once I cross things out. Another one is something I sort of mentioned before, but GroupMe has single-handedly saved the grades of many college students. And that may seem so dramatic, but for real, like, it has helped them illegal PDFs that we stand. Attendance, if your teacher take attendance, people be like, hey, sign me in, my first name and my last name, you know. Just many aspects of the college life. There's always going to be somebody in the group chat to help you out, you know, whatever you need, and you know, y'all help each other out. And the last thing to wrap this video up is make time for your priorities, which is something I've said in every college video. Oh, the laundry is done downstairs, but it'll be all right because it's gonna have to wait. Make time for your priorities, which is obvious, you know. Just make time for yourself, make time for your academics. Oh yeah, make time for yourself. Something I maybe need to dwell on. You guys probably not, I don't know, see my like dealing with depression video in college. Just the takeaway from that is really just to work on yourself when you need to. Like if things get too much to handle, like there's nothing wrong with having to like take a break from extracurriculars, or you know, not making as many promises or commitments as you normally would, especially if you're like the poet laureate like me, or you know, you have a high standing on an e-board for a org. While it is important to, you know, keep your word, I feel like if you do have, or if you are in those kinds of situations, then you need to do things in advance so that you can have time for yourself and time for your mental stability, which is always super important, more important than anything else. I don't care what teachers or parents say. That's really about it for this video, you guys. Thank you for watching. I think I'm gonna start posting on Wednesdays. Don't really know why. I think my favorite YouTuber, Best Dress, posts on Thursdays, and Neva posts on Tuesdays, so I'm like, let me squeeze in between there and start posting on Wednesdays. I don't even know why. That's like my thought process, but that's really what it is. So I think I'm gonna just start posting on Wednesdays. Comment, like, subscribe, same as always, and you guys will see me in the next video.